This is my iPhone. If you are anything like me, you have a complicated relationship with it. Don't get me wrong, I find it incredibly powerful and convenient for life. On the other hand, very addictive too. I don't like this. I've deleted social media apps from my phone, turned off notifications, done the social media detox, quit it for good, even locked me into remote cabins in the middle of nowhere with no Wi-Fi to finally beat my addiction. None of this work. At the end of the day, I get back to it as soon as I download the apps because they're fun. We all know that living without distractions is basically impossible, but there must be a way to balance usefulness and a little bit of fun, right? While doing my research, I came across some of the best ways to reduce screen time. I've implemented some of them. Turn off notifications to keep distractions at bay, put your phone away when you shouldn't use it, turn it off, go gray, keep your devices black and white. The idea that if your phone is less pretty to look at, you look at it less. And while these tricks do work to some extent, they are not the solution. We always get back to these apps and spend hours browsing. But why? Let's get to the bottom of it. It all started with this fella.
A phone.
Introducing the first iPhone in 2007. We went from this to this. Basically a portable computer this size in your pocket. Amazing. No wonder why we're so addicted to it. On the one hand, I don't see myself going back to the Nokia 1100. We had good times. But man, living with no Safari, Google Maps, newsletters, music, social media, and the rest of the apps we use daily would suck. Super suck. We'll have to admit it, smartphones are handy, they make our lives easier, way easier. And going back to not having them doesn't make sense, at least for me. If you were expecting to hear something along the lines of, just get rid of it, you'll be happier, sorry to disappoint. On the other hand, I hate spending too much time on my iPhone. Sometimes up to 5 hours per day. That's a third of my waking hours, a third of my life, looking at pictures of cats. But it's not a fault. There is a reason for this behavior. Turns out attention is the new currency. And that's why giants such as Facebook and Google spend millions of dollars trying to get you to be on their platforms as much time as possible. So my guess, if there are millions in the game, they must be pretty good at it. Willpower? Gone. Fortunately, there are some ways we can counter this problem. Apple is taking the initiative, promoting tools for us to limit distractions and use our gadgets less. With features like screen time, you get a report of the time you spend on apps, websites, and more to set limits for yourself or your child. The problem with this feature, it's too easy for us to bypass. You don't even have to move. It's not enough to break the cycle, which is what we're trying to do here, change our behavior towards cell phone use. Ideally, be in control of our devices, use them when we need to and want to and not the other way around. If you delete the apps, your brain will find a way to get back to them because the dopamine hit is pretty cool. Kind of like when you're on a diet, you need to get rid of all the usual suspects that make you fat, like ice cream, bread, or sugar snacks. And as long as you remove temptation, you're fine. But one day, tired of the regimen, you eat 10,000 calories in one sitting. And you're back to square one. Well, the same happens with our media consumption. So having some sort of system or barrier to break the cycle and change our behavior is a healthier way to deal with this problem, at least from my own experience. I started using this app blocking app, Unpluq, with a physical tag to create friction between my phone and me. So every time I wanted to use some apps like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, shopping apps, or mail, I could still do it, but there was a little hurdle. I needed to get this yellow tag that's attached to my home keys and tap the back of my phone to unblock the apps, making a more conscious decision when using social media or other apps that usually distract me, as opposed to the knee-jerk response we usually have when we unlock our cell phones. Do you ever find yourself picking up your cell phone to do something specific, say check your bank statement, and within 5 seconds you are on TikTok? After 10 or 20 minutes you decide to go back to work, completely forget about the bank statement. You remember, so you pick up your phone again, go on TikTok again, forget about the bank statement again, and you are in this never-ending cycle of distractions. The morning's gone. So I have different limit schedules. They're not gonna be the same for everyone, but here's what I do. There are a few apps that are always blocked, like Instagram, because I don't want to spend too much time on social media. It makes me anxious. I start comparing myself to everybody and I think about my life and how boring it is. It seems like everybody out there is having a much better time than I am, and I start fantasizing how awesome it could be if I had the life of the people I follow, and then I become a hater. It's not good for my mental health. But every once in a while, I enjoy a 5-minute scroll, see what my friends are up to. Other apps like Mail and WhatsApp are blocked in the morning because that's when I am the most productive and don't want to check these apps every 5 or 10 minutes to see if I have a new message. It is detrimental to do good work. If you want to do any type of creative work, you need to disconnect and retreat from the world long enough to think, practice, and make your art. What if there is an emergency? If it's truly an emergency, people call. However, I let myself use these apps in the afternoon to check on my family, friends, and clients. Can't disappear. All the other work apps are blocked at night to truly disconnect from work and unwind. Because if I go on Notion and check the things that I have to do the next day or read mails before bed, I don't disconnect and don't sleep well. But if you work at night, it will be different for you. You can create different limit schedules depending on your routines. So at the beginning of this experiment, I was using my phone an average of 2 hours and 47 minutes. But after having the restrictions in place, my screen time dropped to 1 hour and a half, close to 45% less than the previous week. And the following week, it kept going down significantly. I was blown away. I was still using these apps, but not as long as before, changing my behavior around them and my relationship with my iPhone. Great results. I guess letting yourself have a bit of fun with these apps is better than quitting cold turkey if you want to break the cycle. Having tools like Unpluq is great for taking control of your time and creating better habits. Full disclosure, this video is in collaboration with Unpluq. They sent me this tag and it really helped me. You can get the app for free. It doesn't require the tag. You can set different distraction barriers like tap pattern, shake, scroll, random, QR code. Give it a try. I'm sure it will help. Then if you want to order the tag to take things to the next level, you can use my code Robert20 for a 20% discount. I'll leave links to the free app and Unpluq tag down in the video description. Before I leave today, one of the best ways I've learned to have a mindful relationship with my phone is to have a solid daily routine in place, because when we are bored or have nothing to do, our screen time tends to go up. So if you struggle with your routine, I'll leave a video I just made here where I talk about how to plan the best morning routine for you based on science. That's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.